Hello, everyone, and welcome to Star Wars Unlimited, your source for everything Star Wars. Now, if you're listening to this, we are thinking about updating our name because for some reason on YouTube, you can't find Star Wars Unlimited. And we've had close friends try to find it, and it's unavailable, and there's another Star Wars Unlimited. So we are going to probably change the name. So keep a lookout for that. So if you're a subscriber, please understand that we're changing it because there there just seems to be another one out there, and we don't want the confusion. So we will be announcing the name hopefully on the next show and getting that done. But what we want to go ahead and get to today is news about George Lucas coming back to Star Wars. So reports are that Bob Iger has asked George Lucas to return to the franchise. Now, what that entails is that for news that is coming out about Star Wars, there is a new film, of course, a new trilogy that we've been talking about. We've talked about it possibly being the Old Republic or something related to something that's being called as the High Republic. Now, with those two projects that are out there, Bob Iger asked George Lucas to return to the franchise, which we've already seen from pictures with Jon Favreau of George on site during The Mandalorian and that shoot and him holding Baby Yoda or the kid. And we see George already around the franchise and being around, which is very exciting. It's very great news to get Star Wars back on track. And for a long time, it wasn't on track the way that Kathleen Kennedy and Bob Iger ran it. And now that we can go ahead and see that George is back. So we are all excited. This is something that Star Wars fans should be elated about. But what is he going to be working on? We know that the Kenobi series is out there. We know it's on a kind of a pause because reports are that they're even thinking about making it a Kenobi movie or having George, some part of George involved with the Kenobi series on Disney Plus. And we know Star Wars X, the new franchise that will be hitting theaters. George will be a part of that. But also, George worked on a project, and there's footage out there, and we'll go ahead and try to share it right here. Footage out there of Star Wars Underworld. So before George Lucas sold Star Wars to Disney, there was a TV show pilot that he shot. Star Wars fans knew about it. That George was working on a TV show called Star Wars Underground. And it was going to be the villainy scum that I believe it took place mainly on Coruscant. But it was to see how how the underworld worked and how they were able to operate and to be during this time. And I think it was right after Order 66, and you can see the after effects of that. So this took place, and it was a TV show that never saw the light of day. Right? They got as far as producing it, they got as far as doing test shots, and it just was never released or put into production. But we got a glimpse of it this past week that was leaked out by I believe it was a group. I can stand, I'm not correct on the source, but it was released this past week, but I believe by the production company that was involved with George to produce this. So it was a great insight into what George was planning to do. Now seeing where the state of Star Wars is at, having him with the Disney, of course, Disney Plus, we're going to see this light of day. There was also a video game that was attached to it called Star Wars 1313, which was to show the underground also. Which of course got shelved too when Lucas sold to Disney. So that's something that I think that we as Star Wars fans are excited for. It's definitely a time to where we know that Star Wars X is there should have been an announcement, or there's going to be an announcement this month that they said that a writer director were chosen to take the next trilogy of films coming. And so that's something that for Star Wars fans, that's news that we're eagerly waiting for. And if we can have George Lucas somehow tied for that, it's all about the matter of respect the franchise, respect the fans, and that's something that George always knew. And George not showing up to the Rise of Skywalker premiere, that should have spoke volumes to Star Wars fans, saying, you know what, George is unhappy also, just like we were. So George coming back, I take it as a great sign. Him coming into the franchise and us being able to see what is going to happen, what is going to be for the new ideas, the new stuff that's coming out from Star Wars. Of course, we got Clone Wars coming out this month. It's the final season. We have that to look forward to, plus all the news that is about, hopefully that is about to come out with Star Wars and the announcement of the new franchise. So that's all exciting news, guys, and want you guys to stay tuned to that. And yes, and look forward to our new name. We are hopefully it's not gonna change too much, but I mean, it is gonna be a new name. And once you see it on your channel, you did subscribe to it, and we did change it, but not too YouTube savvy yet. So we're gonna see how we could do that. So as always, like and subscribe, comment, talk to us, and we'll definitely love to hear what you guys have to say on all these topics. So we'll talk to you soon, and always remember, may the Force be with you.
The Force will be with you, always.